So here we are. We've made it to the end of 2022. So you know what that means. It's time for my top scents of the year video. A lot of people have been asking me if I'm going to do this and how I'm going to do it. And we're going to get ready to get into this. So I'm not going to waste your time very much. I'm going to put the scent profiles up here like you guys like. And by the end, you'll have a pretty good guess on what type of scent profiles I prefer. And there's just been a ton of good scents. And the other issue is, well, a couple issues. One is my December's really sucked. So I haven't had a chance to go back and rewear all of these potential things to try to rank them in an order. So you're not going to get an order today, but I am going to go big. You're going to get 30 different scent profiles that I have really enjoyed this year. All right. And the other thing is I've gotten so many scents in that I can't go back through them all. I've got within a couple week span, I got like 60 something scents. So you kind of multiply that out. And I've literally had reviewed hundreds of scents that I've went through. So it's just almost impossible here at the end of the year to go back and try to figure out some sort of order and it'd be fair, because like the next day, if I went back and smelled them again, they'd change around a little bit. So no ranking this time. I might go back into that a little bit later in future years. But for now, you're going to get what you get here, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So buckle up. Here we go. So the first one we're going to talk about is Johnny Ray's. We've got my favorite scent from them was called Genesis, and it's cherry tobacco, sandalwood, misty rain, and calming florals. So many of these scents are a little bit more cologne-ish. That's something that's grown on me over the years. And the other one for the first time is a couple of things are a little bit floral, and I still will say I don't like floral, but there's some in these masculine kind of profiles that seem to work for me. So this one, you mix it in with that cherry tobacco that's got some depth to it. A lot of Johnny Ray scents have that kind of misty rain, kind of greenish kind of vibe to it. So that one was called Genesis by Johnny Ray. Next up, we've got Mythical Beards. They just released the scent anniversary box that had the Supreme Gods, and we're going to go with Zeus, even though I liked Amon-Ra very much as well. But Zeus is kind of a woodsy cologne. It's ozone, amber, and woods, and I like amber and I like woodsy stuff. And that's exactly what you get with this. It's a little bit on the bright side, so kind of like bright woods. The ozone gives it a little bit of bite, so it's not too smoothed out with the amber. Really good one. Next up, we've got Ruddy Man, and I'm going to go with the new one for the fall. They have one called Nocturnus. And Nocturnus is red wine, blood orange, and Draculaean musk. So it's a little bit more on the wine, grape, and orange than it is musk. So it's not exactly cologne, but it does have that little bit of finish, kind of a cologne type of finish to it. I really like those, like kind of a grape and wine kind of scents. Let me know if you've ever tried any grape wine type of scents out there, and if you've liked them. That one's called Nocturnus by Ruddy Man. Next up, we've got El Caballero. Just a nice, smooth, distinguished scent. It's called, from Los Muertos Beer Company's El Caballero. It says it's a gentlemanly scent with hints of citrus and woodsy notes, and that's exactly what you get. You kind of get a, not woodsy, maybe kind of woody, wood, but it's a really smooth cologne that's not too bright, not too dark, kind of a middle, kind of a business type of cologne, if you will. We'll call that. Next up, we've got a cologne that's a little bit darker. It actually has my picture on it. This is a old school collaboration we did with Southern Beard Co. So this one is driftwood, frankincense, myrrh, and lavender. So it's a little bit darker, and then you've got the frankincense and the lavender, which actually has a little bit of bite to it. Frankincense and myrrh is a little bit of a church type of vibe without it being too much incense. Really good one. If you haven't checked that out, you like those type of profiles, that's called Old School by Southern Beard Co. Next up, we've got Brooklyn Tea Party from Fetty Says. And I always like the idea of tea scents. And then I keep trying some, and then it's like I don't like them. I really enjoy this one because it has tea in it, but the buttered rum and just a hint of lemon. That buttered rum is a sweet, kind of smooth rum. It's not alcohol type of rum. And somehow that goes together with the tea, just marries beautifully without it being overly sweet. But it is a little bit on the sweeter side, at least to start with. That's a really neat one. So I like trying to find things here to show you guys that are a little bit unique. Not the same old kind of thing. Plus, it's got some of the stuff in it that I like. So next up, we've got one from Fable Beard Company. It's called the Paladin. And this one's not one of the crazy Fable scents that, it's got some sort of theme to it. I think this is a collab with maybe one of the guys that works there at Fable, but this one's Mystic Woods, Holy Smoke, and Cologne. And it is not smoky. It is a nice kind of clean, little bit powdery type of scent. It's not smoky at all. So a little bit of a woodsy, I kind of think of like woods and kind of a sandalwood cologne vibe kind of mixed together on that one. So that one's the Paladin. It's not very strong either. I know some of Fable's scents are really strong. That one's a nice, smooth, clean blend. So if you're ever looking for that from Fable's website, check it out. Next up, we've got another unique scent here. It is Around the Fur from Define Beard Company. It's sugared apricot, amber, redwood, and sweet blue musk. I like a lot of what I've tried from Defined this year, but I went with this one because it's a little bit unique with that sugared apricot, a little bit on the sweet side, at least to start with. But then once again, it still goes towards a cologne kind of smooth, manly type of finish on the end with the sweet blue musk in it. So that one's Around the Fur. Highly recommend that one. Next up, we've got Copper Johns. This one was one of the scent of the months, I think, for fall. This one's called Ghost Falls. It is fresh sage, juniper berry, and apple cider, but it's not strong on the apple cider. It's a little bit fall inspired, but not overtly so. I could wear this one all year long, and I probably will. The sage and the juniper berry's got a little bit of that herb type of vibe to it. And floral with a little bit with the juniper berry, and then the apple cider is kind of the base note to it without it being overly appley or overly sweet. Just a very good blend on that one. Tyson has improved quite a bit, in my opinion, over the past couple years for sure. Next up, we've got Damn Yankee. We've got one called Midway, and this one's the Carnival of Souls collection. By the way, this one is available all year long. Some of these you can't get anymore. I don't know if they'll come back or not. If I have any discount codes or whatever, I'll put those on one side here as well. You can just check out the websites and see if some of this stuff's available. I'm not going to go through all of that with you, but this one is, even though it's kind of like a fall scent. It's available all year round. Dark caramel, fresh apples and spices, and this is like a caramel apple, except it hits backwards. When you first put it on, you get the pop of the apple, kind of fresh apple, and then you get that dark caramel without it being too sugary sweet. That's a darker type of caramel, as it says on that. So if you like darker scents, this actually is a pretty good choice for that with the dark caramel on it. You do have to like kind of apple and some sweet stuff as well, but that's a really good one. One of the best apple fall scents that I've smelled. All right, next up, I know this one's not available any longer. It is Menage a Trois from Hanyaker, which is incense, saffron, musk, oud, shea, and cashmere. And you get that saffron and shea and cashmere mixed in there. And then you get the incense. It's not really spicy on the incense. This is more of a sweet cologne type of vibe. But with something with the shea and the cashmere really makes that pop. And is really good. A little bit on the stronger side as well as some of the Hanyaker scents are. All right, next up, we've got the Quarter from Mudcat Whiskers. So listen to this one. It is vanilla, Burmese wood, tobacco, rum, leather, oud, and incense. And you do get the incense on it, which makes it smell like, you think New Orleans might smell. You get a little bit of the rum. I don't get too much leather, but you definitely get the Burmese wood and the oud in there as well. So it's a really good kind of sultry type of scent is the Quarter. Highly recommend you guys check that one out. Next up, we have the Orca from 8-Bit, and it's not available currently. It comes back and forth, so I think it'll probably come out again. But this is mandarin, coconut, citrus, hibiscus, cedar, amber, musk, and tobacco. And you do get the mandarin citrus notes in it, but you also get the cedar and the amber and the musk, which gives a little bit more bite, and it's not just fruity. It's definitely more towards a cologne with that. I don't get much of the tobacco on it, but this is kind of a bright citrus type of woody cologne with the cedar in it. All right, that's the Orca from 8-Bit. Next up, we've got the only one I think that's got coffee in it, because I'm not a big coffee connoisseur. Well, another one might have some in it, but this one is the Gaelic from Banjos. So this would be like an Irish cream coffee, but it's coffee, vanilla, amaretto, and a hint of citrus, and it's the amaretto. I don't really get coffee when I smell it. I get the amaretto, which is that really kind of punchy cherry, and I'm a sucker for a cherry scent. So even though this says coffee and Irish coffee, you get the amaretto is the main player in that, and I love it. All right, next up, we've got 2 barbershops on the list today. Not typically a fan of barbershops, but the owners out there keep getting better and better with their scent mixes. This one is called the Salty Barber from Captain Stash. And it is citrus, lavender, oak moss, white patchouli, and oud. And I've never had a barbershop with oud in it before. Super good. You get all of the rest of that, and then the oud on the end is what makes it really kind of finish smooth and manly. So you do get the citrus, which gives it the citrus, and the lavender really gives it the barbershop type of vibe to me. And then you get the oak moss, white patchouli, and oud gives it more of the cologne vibe. But highly recommend the Salty Barber from the Captain Stash. In fact, I highly recommend all of these, obviously, or they wouldn't be on my list. Next up, once again, these are no particular order. We've got Lakeside Lodge from Weatherbeard. So this one's teakwood, citrus fruits, and driftwood cologne. So it's a little bit like... Yeah, so that one is like your, not exactly oceanic cologne, but watery type of cologne with the driftwood in it. I love teakwood. You get just a hint of citrus, but the fruit is not the main player. It's basically a nice driftwood cologne is what you get out of that one. All right, we're making some progress. So all of these companies that I've just talked about, they appeared once. We do have, I guess we'll give some shout outs to these other companies that have 2 scents. And it just kind of depends on what I've tried, right? What the owners send me. But we've got Voodoo Men's Craft, Beard Shack, Iowa Beard Company, Bearded Mac, Apex, and Luxurious Bastard. Special shout out to them, I guess, because they each have 2 scents here on the list. So we're going to talk about Beard Octane, and Beard Octane has 2 scents on it. If I didn't say that, I can't even remember. Both of these actually were on the Advent calendar. All right, so the first one is a nice fun scent, which is really good for a nighttime butter for me, but it's called Sugar Twist. All right, and I don't have the scent profiles, and I don't think these are even listed on the main website, so I don't know if they're going to come out and be separate or not, but this one would be a good one to do it. It's basically vanilla, peppermint vanilla, kind of something, pretty sweet, pretty smooth, but not overpowering as Beard Octane scents usually are not overpowering. But that's a really good kind of fun nighttime type of scent for me, because that's what I like for nighttime. And then there's another one, which I don't even know how to pronounce it. Croats, Croats. I hope this one makes it to the main lineup at some point. It's super good. It is kind of like a powdery cologne. It's clean, a little bit sweet. Hard to explain because I don't have the scent profile to kind of key off on some things there. But let me know if you tried the Advent calendar and which ones were your favorite from the Advent calendar. I think there were 10 scents. Most of those were unreleased scents. Well, not all of them. Let's see. Some of them were unreleased scents. Those were 2. Just got a big package in from Beard Octane. I know they've got a lot of stuff coming out in 2023, so stay tuned for that here on the channel. All right, next up, we've got the Luxurious Bastard. We've got the Jolly Old Bastard. So that one was the one here for Christmas type of scent. And this one was juniper, cedar, sweet musk, coffee, mountain air, balsam fir, apple, lime, cranberry, cinnamon, warm vanilla, raspberry, pomegranate, oud, and a partridge in a pear tree. Mr. Lux is one of very few, and maybe one of the only mixologists out there that can have coffee as a supporting scent. You cannot smell coffee, and it just blows my mind. So this one is kind of your cranberry, raspberry, cranberry type of scent. Just smells like Christmas to me. So a nice cranberry smoothness to it. It does have a little bit of the woodsy notes, but not tons. But it's got the mountain air on balsam fir and juniper and cedar, but that's not the main player. It's more of a smoothed out cranberry holiday type of scent, if you will. All right, and then the other one it came out with on Black Friday. Once again, I have no idea if this one will ever come back out, but it was called the Black Friday Bastard that you could get for free when you ordered stuff. But it is smoked hickory, apricot, cracked oak, fresh suede, and light musk. So it's another apricot cologne is what you get out of that apricot wood cologne vibe. Really enjoy that one. Not overly strong. Some of Luxe scents are really overpowering. This one is more of a medium scent, as well as the Jolly Old Bastard. So maybe he's toning it down a little bit in his old age. I don't know. Anyways, good stuff over there from Luxe. All right, we got two here from Apex Beard Co. And these were both from the fall collection. These were just so unique that I thought I had to add them in. So one's called the Bloodsucker, and it is coffin wood, oud, ambered mahogany, black cherry, and musk. I like wood, I like oud, I like amber, mahogany, musk, and cherry. All the stuff I like thrown into one thing, and that is exactly what you get out of it. So a nice, smooth, amber type of wood cologne base with the cherry on it. I'm a sucker for all that stuff, so I had to include it. Also had to include one called the Arachnist. This one is your purple one. It smells purple. It smells like amethyst, I guess. So we've got black amethyst, forest oud, vineyard absinthe, black dahlia, and ivy. And I said on my video, it smells purple. It really does. So you get like a grape, absinthe, a little bit of oud, not very much. This one's more of your sweet, fruity kind of stuff than it is cologne, but it does have some oud in it. Really enjoy that one. I like grape type of scents. I found out. I need to do my ranking my fruit scents. Is what I need to do. Next up, we've got the Bearded Mac. We've got two here from them. They've kind of reblended stuff, so they've had to reblend some of their own old scents, and they've also acquired some of the scents from whiskey and hardtack. So the Mad Mac got reblended a little bit, and I like this one quite a bit better than the original. This one's tobacco, bay leaf, sage, citrus, light floral, musk, and woody undertones. And with the reblend, for me, it's a little bit less with the bay leaf and the sage. So it's a little bit less herbaceous. I think that's the proper word for that. It's a little bit more smoothed out. So it's a tobacco, bay leaf, smooth type of cologne mix. Mad Mac, one of my favorites. Also, I did not think Gambling Man from Whiskey and Hardtack could be improved. I was wrong. It has been improved. This is quite a bit more complex now. This is called the Gambling Mac. This is wild cypress, sea salt, oud, leather, amber, and frankincense. So it's a little bit more woodsy that comes out on it with the frankincense. And it's also more complex in that this one actually changes quite a bit. From what I remember on the Gambling Man, it pretty much stayed the same type of scent and just kind of drifted away. This one kind of has different parts that you'll notice throughout the day on it. So very good job on that one. Next up, we've got the Iowa Beard Company. We've got Galleon. I think this is my favorite out of the two that I'm going to feature here, but Galleon is driftwood, Hawaiian sandalwood, white amber, mahogany, cedar, white bergamot, lang lang, sugarcane, apple, and more. And this has got some of Justin's sweetness on it. He likes just kind of the smooth, sweet amber type of scents, which I love. That's why we get along so well. This one's got a little bit of kind of powdery, clean smoothness to it to go along with it. It's probably the Hawaiian sandalwood. Sandalwood's got a little bit of a clean, powdery type of vibe on it. Excellent. All right. Also have Golden, which is a little bit more got that traditional cologne bite to it. This is probably the most kind of traditional cologne that Justin's ever done. So this one is smooth cologne mix, vanilla wood, bergamot, oak, black currant, spearmint, musk, sea salt, and more. And let me smell it again. Yeah, so this one is kind of a medium on the nose palette. It's not bright. It's got that bite to it. Not exactly dark, but a little kind of heading towards the darker end. Like if you put one more type of thing in it, it would be considered a darker type of cologne. But this one's kind of a woody cologne that's got some good bite to it. All right, last up, we've got two scents from the Beard Shack. So we've got Antioch. And Antioch, if I can find it here, I've got two more companies. Sorry. Antioch is sweet pear, rose, tobacco, amber, and vanilla. I have found that I like pear as a fruit scent. It goes very good with some kind of cologne vibes. And that's what you get here. And here's another one that's got some rose in it, some floral notes I really like. Man, this one is good as well. It's got some amber, which smooths it out, but once again, with the rose and the pear, it's got some other stuff going on, so it's not exactly smooth amber cologne. The pear and the rose give it some unique fragrances to it as well. All right, my favorite out of the Beard Shack lineup is called Black Amber, because I like amber. So this one is bergamot, pear again, or white lily, rose, sandalwood, musk, and sugared amber. So you can kind of see what they've got going on over there at the Beard Shack with these complex things. But the sugared amber just puts this one way over the top for me. So this one, definitely one of my favorites of the year. That I've worn it just about the most. I don't get a chance to wear these very much. I'm too busy testing. All right, I about missed it, but the last company here to feature is Voodoo Men's Craft. Loved almost everything that they've sent out to me this year. Here's the other barbershop. It is Mr. Dapper. So there's black pepper, old time barbershop, amber, oud, vetiver, lemon, cashmere, cedar. So you get the lemon and the pepper a little bit more than you get the amber and the oud and the barbershop. So I get the lemon, black pepper, and cashmere, cedar, and vetiver, the stuff with the bite to it. I get that mostly. And then when that goes away, you start to get the amber oud and some of the other stuff in it. But excellent barbershop. And I'm not usually a fan of barbershops, but we had 2 on our list of 30 today. Whew. Last one. Corleone from Voodoo Men's Craft. Got my hat on, right, for like, there's a guy on there with a hat like that. But it's patchouli, cedar, oud, grapefruit, and cocoa butter. And that cocoa butter gives it that smoothness, that in the oud that I like. And then the grapefruit and the patchouli cedar gives it that bite to it. Love this scent. This was one that I had to keep coming back and smelling over and over. My voice is about shot. It's hard to keep focused as you get through 30 of those things. I hope that I have went over something that you guys have enjoyed, maybe brought to your attention. Check it out. I've got codes for most of these companies. You can save yourself some money. Some are affiliates, some are not. But let me know in the comments if you agree with me about any of my choices, and also what are your top scents of 2022. And we'll be seeing you soon for 2023.